worst thing can happen to you because you can't come out of that. Because when you connect a habit with the identity, who you
Ooh,
are,
bro, you. That's it. It's over.
that's crack cocaine level, man.
Bro, imagine you like, let's say you're a bit of alcoholic, you drink, and that's you make that identity, and you say shit like, instead of saying I want to be like Dwayne Johnson, you're saying I'm a bit of an alcoholic. Yeah, I like my drink. That's it.
Oh my
You
god,
are.
that's it. You yeah,
Yo,
vanakkam.
vanakkam. Welcome back to the Curious Tamils podcast, man. We're back again for another
We're
episode
back again,
to
back with a new episode,
to
boys.
to give you the real shit out here, man. We
We
got the
just live.
sunglasses going, we got the lights up.
Bro, the sunglasses give me that summer look. And guess what? With all these things are going, I need that summer look. You know what I mean? I want to feel everywhere I go. Just to going into my bathroom, I want to feel like I'm
Yeah,
outside.
celebrities, they get away with it, man. They're allowed to wear sunglasses everywhere, no one will question. But if we wear sunglasses like outside, they'll be like, who you think you is out here?
Bro, we gonna change that thing.
Yeah.
We gonna change that game. We gonna be wearing sunglasses when I go bathroom, bedroom, everywhere.
Got it, man. Got it.
Sunglasses, everything, man.
Maybe we should call ourselves the sunglasses boys or something.
You know what I'm saying? We might have to drop a new album or something about sunglasses.
Hey man, anyway, let's get straight to the episode, man. I know we wanted to cover a different topic than we do usually, and today's topic we thought of talking about habits, because habits what makes us who we are and what we are. And let's go talk about habits and and see go through and let's see where it takes us in it. So take it off, man. What explain to people what we mean when we say habits.
There's a lot of things, man. Habits. What is habits? Habits. I don't know. You know what, man? The only thing, the fundamental thing about habits, you need to recognize there are two types of habit: bad habit and good habit. You know what? I was reading this book. They said it's like double sword. You know what I mean? Double-edged sword. It's just you got good habit and bad habit. It's just like, as you know what, that man. Even in Tamils, they were saying, man, like it's easy to form a bad habit, but it takes years to form a good habit, and it takes a second to break a bad habit and fall into it's easy to break a good habit and fall into bad habit quickly as well. But you know what? The one thing about this pandemic, a lot of motherfuckers catching bad habits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, you
A
can
lot of
different.
motherfuckers catching. But even you could have been you could have been a disciplined guy with good habits, right? But this pandemic kind of changing stuff because you changing the setup. But for example, take me. I've been going gym like Monday to Friday, straight in, straight out, straight in, straight out. But now I have to rewire it, try to work at home, and that you might slip and fall into, poor discipline because that's not the same setup, right? And then you might end up sitting in the couch, and that can lead into a behavior and it lead into bad habit. You know what I mean? So we want to address this. That like there's a lot of people struggling with, especially this COVID situation, habits like bad habits, addictions. Like your masturbation is the biggest addictions right now in the younger generation, man. It's just you got to admit that, and especially because you can't get the real thing. What's going on?
Yeah, and I go ahead.
You can't get the real thing, and all of a sudden, guys is into guys become an addiction to materialistic or visual stimulation, and this turn into a bad habit, and there's a lot of things going on, man.
Yeah, and,
But
and and even you can, I guess you're right, like you can differentiate bad habit and good habit, but then there's also we can differentiate like even good habit into uh like habits that make us move forward, that make us grow, that's like day to day, and then there are habits which are cool, which you might say are good habits, but might not make us grow. Like it makes us just stagnant, right?
Yeah.
So like let's say, reading or watching like stuff which explores the way we think and questions everything, like that might be a progressive
No,
habit.
I don't think so. That's stagnant though. Like reading, it can still is a micro movement. It's like micro. It will always help you like 1% to move forward in your life.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. That's why that's the progressive habit.
yeah, progressive habit. And I think again, I was reading about this book called Atomic Behaviors. And again, it's just they talk about, and which makes sense because we most of the times, obviously you create a habit, and habits are created to make our life better, right? Like when you have a habit, we focus less energy on something, right? It goes into the habit mode, and then you get that freedom to focus on something you really want. So that the
Mm.
habit, for example, if you have a habit of going to gym, you're not beating yourself to go to gym. You have that habit, so you free yourself. You free the stress of actually beating yourself going to gym, because it's your habit. You will just go naturally to the gym, right? I'm just giving an example,
Yeah.
gym, but you can take it
Yeah,
as
yeah,
anything.
those are progressive habits. I think the problem starts like we can have so many, like let's say we have like 10, 15 progressive habits, yeah, but we might have five habits which are stagnant habit, which will start affecting the progressive habits. For example,
Mm,
let's say you wake up and you have this habit of going on Instagram and scrolling for 10 minutes. Like
mm,
that's you might not even know that's a habit, but
mm.
that's in, there's a habit. Let's say then you go to a news website and read bunch of news which is what's wrong in this world for
Yeah,
10 minutes. Guess what? Those are gonna have a dominoes effect and affect your other habits, which I mean, all of a
but
sudden
then,
you're
all
meant.
right, you know what? That makes sense, man. That what you just said makes sense. What do you do? What do you think we should do at that kind of, like, you got too much habits? You know what I mean? How do you pick? Is the hey, this is the habit I want to stick with. I want to cut this habit off because
Yes.
it's affecting my main progression, systematic way of achieving my goal.
Yeah, I
So
think.
how do you,
Yeah, first
what,
I
you
think
pick and choose and cut it
no,
off?
first we could identify these habits, man. I didn't know like me going on Instagram scrolling was a habit way later. You know what I mean? Once I
Mm,
found
mm.
out, okay, you could do something about it. I didn't know like reading daily
So what
mail,
did you do about that
like
scrolling?
like then you stop it, and you look then you could like see what you're consuming on Instagram. You could, let's say, you could go through a unfollow spree and be like, you know what, these 10 people are not adding to my
You've been checking
progression.
them hoes, man. You've been checking
Bro,
them
you gotta
hoes,
unfollow them sometimes, man. You can go follow some
man.
better pages out there, and
So
maybe
you've been checking the big booty bitches,
hey,
you know
what, man, I know you want to take this somewhere else, man.
what
We're gonna stick to the topic
booty
today.
bitches, man. Big booty
Now, for
bitches
real
early in the
though.
morning. Early in the morning, big
Now, I
booty
don't.
bitch.
To be honest, I don't even have Instagram now. I don't even go. I don't have
So
Instagram
what?
anymore.
You cut
But
it off completely? You cut it off completely?
yeah, yeah, completely. It's just
Wow.
I realized it wasn't adding nothing, bro. Like, and
Oh, you know what? Let's talk about this. I mean, how quick? I mean, was that hard to cut it off,
no,
or
no,
do
no.
you
It was
just,
over a year, bro. Over a year. I
what
haven't
was
been.
it? Well, then was that a habit though?
It was a
When
habit because it
it
was
was
a
a
lot of mindless.
you were constantly doing.
Nah, listen. I feel like if you're not a content creator and you're not posting anything on uh, Instagram, you're just a consumer. And when you're a
And
consumer,
being
then
a consumer is the worst thing.
it's the worst thing because then you're just like scrolling looking for something for you to like, and sometimes and out of like 100 posts only two is something which you might really like, and a quote or a message, like a video you really like.
Yeah, man, that's such a powerful thing, man. And you know what? Why are you saying that? I was starting to say this thing. I'm a creator. I'm a creator, not a consumer. That applies to, it's like it applies so many things across the board. It's like, think about, you coming from work, or you just coming, you just trying to watch some useless shit just to spend some time. You tell yourself, I'm a creator, not a consumer. Because
mm,
when you consume, you lose.
mm.
When you consume, you lose. That it could be your money, it could be your hard-earned money. You spend on stuff you don't need, then you consume it. You're not
Or time,
creating. You're not
time, time.
creating. And time is the major, bro. Time is the most significant things. Just decide. You
Mm.
see, you know what is your successful. What you, is it your goals going to be successful or fail? And then when you consume that mindlessly, what happened? You lose that
Yeah.
time. When you
So
lose
yeah,
that time,
man.
you lose the system.
So like if we let's come back to the habits part. So yeah, man.
Yeah,
So identifying those habits which we don't know our habits. I feel like that's the key, and I think it's filled with that. It could be even small things like the thoughts that you are thinking while you're brushing your teeth, bro. We could spend like 10 years thinking through the same pattern of thoughts again and again while doing that particular activity, and
that's
that's a
crazy,
habit.
man.
That's a habit.
Yeah, that's a habit. Yeah, and bro, that's also your mind state, isn't it? How what your mind state you have to think about, because you could be thinking about something negative while you brushing your teeth, and it will affect throughout your day.
It's bro,
Or
it's gonna affect your other progressive habit.
progressive habit.
You could
Oh
go to the
yeah,
gym in a negative mindset because your earlier habit influenced your mindset.
yeah. Man, that's true though, bro. You know what? I'm gonna say something. I know people gonna butcher me. I used to think, and this is crazy. This is again about habit. So I always refer gym because that's the main habit I know I
Mm,
adopted. That's why. So it's nothing to flaunt about the gains or anything. You know what I'm saying? So I used to think back in the days I was Dwayne Johnson. I was the brand Dwayne Johnson, right?
mm,
So that I believed that was me. That was the person.
mm,
And guess what? When I believed that's who I am, right?
mm,
Because obviously, eh, I believe myself. This is it. This is me. Gym was never an issue for me. It
mm,
was a journey, and I just clocked this. I just clocked that because it was a journey. Because and then I see people like always say, "Oh man, this is well, how can you do that?" Blah blah blah. Because I believe this is the person I wanted to be. He's never looked hard because I enjoy going to gym because it was feeding my belief. You know what I mean? And that's why when you believe in something, a habit, adopting new habit can be so easy and effortless. I don't know if that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's great, bro. So like, let's say we gonna like it's about like using something to inspire us, right? Like using
Yeah,
something to motivate us and inspire us and create a
yeah,
picture, and that's like visualization, what you did as well.
yeah.
Like let's
Bro,
say
let
we
me tell you one thing, bro. I used to skip clubbing for gym.
mm,
You know what I mean? I used to skip clubbing for gym, and that's how I on a Saturday, my mates will call me, and I will tell them. Obviously, clubbing is not a relevant thing in my life anymore, so that's not an issue. But I'm talking about back in my 20s, right? I will tell these guys, "Hey man, I got my gym today," and looking back, how the fuck did I do that? Because I was believing something. As you said, it's visualization. I was believing
yeah, and
this is who I
also
am.
I think the reason you did that because that was your number one priority, and that
Yeah,
brings that to priority. About this is we can I think we just like break it down so simple. You know what? How easy the what makes it easy to follow a habit is where it is on your priority scale.
yeah.
Guess
What
what?
you
For
believe, your
me, my
beliefs. Yeah,
work,
yeah.
let's say this. For me, my work is number one priority over everything.
Mm,
Successing really good at doing with my process in my work is big priority. And
mm,
guess what? Waking up at 5 is not a big priority to me. So
mm.
you know what I mean? So I struggle with that, but my work wise, like it's I will cut everything, and following that specific process day in day out is a priority, but I will slack on the other one because it's not a priority.
It's not your priority. Yeah,
So I feel like
man.
the same way you did it. So it comes down to connecting those things to the highest priority.
And yeah, exactly. That man. That's what they say, innit? Let's say you want to achieve something, rather than going for outcomes. Oh, I want to be I want to be I want to be rich. I want to be, you know what I mean, outcome based. What you go for is you go for belief oriented. Like, all right, I want to be changing. I want to be, I want to be. For example, you believe in something. This is essence. For example, I want to be Dwayne Johnson. That just made me, instead of saying I want to be a I want big bicep, outcome based. I
Mm,
believed in a value. I believed I want to be this guy. I
mm,
want the personality,
mm.
and that
But the
made
question is why? Why did you? I think that's important. So asking us why? Why did you want to become the Brown Dwayne Johnson?
um. I think I wanted that lifestyle.
Mm,
I wanted because imagine I want to be an athlete. I want to be a gym guy. I will always thought, what would Dwayne Johnson would do today? What
mm,
would Dwayne Johnson will eat today?
mm,
What would Dwayne Johnson do after work? Not going into sofa and watching TV. Dwayne Johnson will go gym because I wanted to create that person to push me, and it become everything else become so effortless because I was just following what Dwayne Johnson will do.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's great. So, like, let's say I'm using this example again. Like, uh, let's say waking up really early at 5 a.m. So
Yeah,
let's say someone wants to implement that as a habit. So they
yeah,
use someone who does that, or like let's say birds, like bird. You can even use a bird as a visualization, bro. Like
yeah,
a sparrow. That early bird gets the worm quote. Like
bruh.
you can
Uh,
use like what, I'm a sparrow now. This is what
yeah,
I
yeah,
do. I mean, you
yeah,
could infuse that into your life, right? Like the same
bruh.
way you used Dwayne Johnson.
Right, and you know what? I'm pretty sure a lot of people doing that, man. A lot of people like they always see that. Oh, they always put out like all these successful people always wake up early. Like, what's it? Mark Zuckerberg wake up at 5 o'clock. And if you think about it, you just want to be Mark Zuckerberg. And think about it. What would Mark Zuckerberg will do when the alarm goes off at 5? Wake up. You fucking do that if you want to be a Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great, man. That's a great way to implement habits, right? So, like,
Yeah.
so I was talking about as well. So, where does discipline come in this scenario? Like, picking a habit is cool, and I feel like, you know what? We don't need discipline for habits that's in the high priority. It's for me. I don't need discipline for my work. You don't need discipline for your gym. That habits. The problem starts for the other priority habits.
Mm.
What I mean? That's what we need discipline with. It could be with food, it could be with relationships. Let's say we want to put more effort in this specific relationship. Let's say we want to cut out certain habits. Like it's because they're in a different priority list. I think that's where discipline comes in, and they need more work than the higher priority habits.
But this is how you can rewire this, man. You know what? I think this is what. Let's say is your priority is just your low discipline priority is eating good food, healthy food, right? But
Mm,
then you choose something called, all right, I want to be a healthy athlete. I want to be a healthy guy. When you think about I want to be a healthy guy, right? You do what the healthy guy will do, but eating, just focusing on I want to eat healthy is just outcome based. You just form that habit, you form that process with that who you want to be,
mm.
and then the actual outcome, eating healthy food, is not a question. You just form that system. All
So,
right, you know what, healthy guy will do this, do this, do this. You form that system.
so
You
do you say like, okay, so you got Dwayne Johnson, you connect that to Dwayne Johnson as well? Like what?
exactly.
Like what would Dwayne Johnson eat? Like,
What would Dwayne Johnson eat to be a healthy guy, to be able to have more energy to lift heavy weights?
okay, let's talk about this then. You mentioned bad
I mean,
habits. You
you know what, man? I don't want to like, I don't want to just give out this gym thing. You know what I mean? I'm just using that example because
Yeah,
this is
no,
what.
that's your example. That's your world. And no, that's why I can only talk about habits when it comes to trading because that's
Yeah,
where I put like a lot of hours in. And so,
yeah.
like, what I mean? That's what my example would be like that too. But let me ask you this though, man. You mentioned like bad habits. Like, let's talk about the habits that we struggle with, and like, how do you struggle with any habits?
I mean, how my bank setup is. All right. You know what? Let's keep it PG. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, all right. Let's say I used to be the guy. I used to be the guy impulse buying. Like impulse buying mean I will think about something I want and I want to get it now.
Mm,
You know what I mean? I wouldn't wait around. I wouldn't. It's all right. I want this. I will buy. I think that's a bad habit because that could lead to impulse buying. Right?
mm,
I was struggling with this. But then again, it's just how do you rewire it?
like we are talking about the habits that we are proud of, the way that has helped us in our life. We progressed us all these years, but we are not a complete job, right? We are still work in progress in so many
Mm,
areas, right? So like,
bruh, so many areas.
so many areas, and we realized, we talked about this other day, like discipline isn't one level. There's levels to discipline. You can
Yeah.
always improve that, right? Same with habits. Like, so there's so many habits I know, like we can tell, like even thoughts, bro, even the way we think has evolved. And that's, if you think about it, it's a habit. Like, there's
Yeah.
certain situation in life and the world, we back in the days, we might have thought like, that's wrong, that's right, that's not the way. Now we look at it in a bigger perspective, like,
Completely
what,
different. Yeah.
that's, I get it now, I get it. So that's, it's again a change in the way we think. What I mean? So we
Mm,
always evolving. So like, same thing. So like with your impulse buying, or these other things, bro, how do you look at it? Like is that really a bad habit? Or is it like, or do we look at it like it's just evolution we're going through in a slow pace, maybe?
mm.
Even, I mean, you mentioned masturbation earlier, like people have a problem with masturbations as well, right? Like,
Mm.
again, like, uh I feel like is it really a bad habit, or is it just where something, we're still, everyone goes through that process, like where
I
they.
mean, obviously, man. This is it depends on what kind of caliber it is. It's just if it's taking up like half of your day, then it's a bloody bad habit.
Nah,
You know
then
what I
I
mean?
think that would be
It's
addiction.
addiction.
Yeah,
You
I
know what
think
I mean?
that's a whole different topic, right?
A whole
Addiction.
different topic,
We're
and
not
then
talking
also,
about addiction.
yeah, we're not talking about. But then that's really good question. You know what? I think we need a different another podcast for this. Is a masturbation is a bad habit or is a natural thing? I don't even know.
Mm,
But if you think about it, it depends on how much interference a certain
mm.
habit bringing to your
Happiness, even.
positive habits.
Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier. Yeah, that's great, bro. So it's like, does it influence your other habits and your other progression?
Yeah.
I think, some habits do. For me, it does sometimes. Let's say
When you
I'm having a
masturbation,
drink.
man.
Nah. Like, we're gonna keep it PG, bro. Like, let's say even like drinking, bro. Like, let's say we have a drink every other, like every
Oh
weekend.
man, that's really good point. Yeah.
You know
You
what
know
I
what?
mean?
Yeah,
Then,
say that. Say what you had to say. Sorry, man.
so it's just drinking. Let's say we have a drink every weekend or something. Let's say we had it on a Friday and Saturday and Sunday. We realize, okay, this is having effect on me. Then that let's say the Christmas period, you had a drink every other day or something. And when you start, uh, I think it comes down to awareness, right? We need to have that
Mm.
awareness to realize, okay, this is connecting to that. It's connecting to this. All of a sudden, I can't do my work properly. I can't do that properly. Then you have to move back a bit and reorganize us at the same time, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
rearrange shit. So
Yeah,
those
rearranging. Yeah,
habits, I feel like they come and go all the time. That's why I feel like it's a work in progress.
but you know what? You're in a good place. You were able to rearrange, but not a lot of people can do that. You
Mm.
know what I mean? And this is where I'm thinking: is it actually a habit, or it's just a seasonal thing? It comes and goes because some people have a habit. When they fall into the habit, it's hard for them to come out.
Yeah, I mean, most of the
I
world is
mean,
like that, bro. Like,
world is like that. So you're in a good place. You can rearrange that,
nah,
man.
no, but that's good. You mentioned that. I think what happens with other people is, man, they don't know it's a habit. They believe that's who they are. Let's, you know,
Identity. That's good, bro.
y-
You dropping
Ooh.
keywords, man. You dropping keywords,
Nah, that's
man.
true. They make that
You
part
know
of the
what?
identity.
part of the identity, and that is the worst thing can happen to you because you can't come out of that. Because when you connect a habit with the identity, who you
Ooh,
are,
bro, you. That's it. It's over.
that's crack cocaine level, man.
Bro, imagine you, like, let's say you're a bit of alcoholic, you drink, and that's, you make that identity, and you say shit like, instead of saying I want to be like Dwayne Johnson, you're saying I'm a bit of an alcoholic. Yeah, I like my drink. That's it.
Oh my
You
god,
have
that's it. You're done.
you
Oh
have become you have
oh
become that.
shit. Wait, you fucking wilding now, you man. You got fucking wilding. No, no,
No,
serious,
but we're
man.
breaking it down,
This
man.
is
We're
such
going
a
to.
great thing. I want to take a moment because you know what that what you just said is what's happening so many people's life destruction, right? Because they connect these, they believe in that, they identify that, they just connect with that, they believe this is what they are, this is who they are, and then guess what, there's no way out of it. There's
Bro, this is
no
this
way
is
out of
bro, that's great. I want to learn from this. I feel like I do that in some other areas in my life. We can do as well. Like, you know what I mean? We can all do that, man. Like
it.
let's
Yeah,
say, even everything I feel like is identity. I could say I don't like vegetables. I'm the guy who just don't like vegetables, man. I don't
yeah,
like it's affirmation in a way, man. Like I can
yeah,
I create that part of my identity so easily. Like
yeah, bro.
it's
Like, a
in
lot of
every
people
area
get
in our
away
life.
with, oh, yeah, I am a bit slow. I am bit because you started to believe you are a bit slow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I am, but
I'm
I'm not
lazy
good with
in the winter
technology.
times. It's the
Yeah,
sun is not out. I'm a bit lazy. You know, what I mean, I hate
yeah.
going out.
Oh,
Like,
the best one. I'm not good with technology. You started to believe
oh,
you're not good with technology.
what exactly? And you gonna create that your identity, and oh man, yeah, yeah, that's so
Oh
true.
man,
And
that's
so
dangerous, man.
let's to round it up. So it's so
Hey,
important
we
to
rounding up already,
no,
man.
no, just this specific topic. So
Yeah.
so it's so important to know the difference between a habit and making it your identity. We got to figure out what we are
I
doing.
wouldn't say habit, difference between a routine and a identity. I would say routine. So
Mm,
there are routines you just do, but the
mm,
habits is something I think is embedded already. You know what I
mm,
mean? I think what you have, like for example, with drinks like Saturday, and you were able to rearrange, it's just a routine, and you
mm.
just you can
No,
rearrange the
I
week.
would say that's a habit in control. Every
Mm,
now and then it can go out of control, but we have it in control.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's so it's. I think it all again comes back to awareness, right? Like
bruh.
having
And
the
you know what?
awareness.
Exactly. And for a takeaway, man, I would say never, never identify yourself with a negative habit. So never say. Once you do that, you start to believe. For example, you're like, oh yeah, I am, and I always tell yourself. I read it somewhere. So there is a slight difference between, let's say you want to quit smoke, right? And someone offering you a cigarette, and then you say, "Oh, sorry, I don't smoke. I quit smoke," and and that is one thing. Once someone says, and let's say someone says, "I'm not a smoker anymore." What's the difference? Because you don't identify yourself with the smoker anymore, and this is where real change is going to happen. You know
Mm,
what I mean? And oh, you are just separating yourself from that the whole process already. You know what I mean?
mm.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just
Yeah,
never
so it's kind of like the stories we tell ourselves. It's like, what is the
exactly.
story that you tell yourself in a day-to-day basis? And I feel like we have a lot of positive stories, but then there is these subtle negative stories that we don't know. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, I don't believe in this. Don't believe in this. You know what I mean? The economy is bad. The economy is gonna like having a belief that the world is in a bad place is not gonna help you, is it? Like,
No, it's not gonna help
again,
you.
that's gonna influence habits that is gonna justify that belief that you have.
Mm. And you just only gonna see when you say the world is not a good place. You're only gonna see the bad things. And
Yeah.
if you say the Brexit gonna fuck up UK, you're only gonna see stuff fucking up
And
UK.
then you're gonna go look for news articles which confirms your bias.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a lot, man. Yeah, that's a lot. I might have to listen to that again,
I
again.
wasn't ready for this kind of
I
thing.
wasn't ready for it either, man. But it's all good, man. I'm glad. I'm glad we went there, man. Hopefully, we can talk more about these self-help
Bro, we
psychological
definitely
things.
need to put out this sorry to interrupt, man.
Now,
You
go
know,
ahead.
guys, next this Saturday we might go live. We might talk about what masturbation is. It a habit, or is it addiction? Is it a bad habit or good habit? Because you know what, man, let's talk about the elephant in the house. There's a lot of guys, a
Let's
lot of
talk
young
about the
guys, a lot of
elephant.
teenage boys are going through this, and we want to see what's popping.
Let's do that, man. Let's do that. Bye, guys. Thank you for listening. Make sure you like, subscribe. And this is the Curious Tamos, Curious, aka the Curious Idiots episode, man. Peace out.
Guys, and guys, check out our Twitch streams on Saturdays. We're usually on weekends. My man will put the Twitch stream channel in the description. Check it out, guys.
Check it out, guys. Make sure you hit the follow and subscribe, guys.
Peace.